People hear Samsung and their brains jump straight to the Galaxy X series. Yes, the X series is Samsung's shiny flagship that goes toe to toe with every iPhone ever made. But the thing is, Samsung is not a one lineup type of brand because they built an ecosystem of devices for every type of person, every budget, and honestly, every level of chaos. Some of these phones are cheap and some are experiments Samsung genuinely wishes we all forgot. And in this video, I'm breaking down every Samsung phone series ever made and why each of them exists in the first place. Let's dive in. Let's start with the Galaxy S series. Back in the days, the S series wasn't trying to be all that flashy as it is today. It was just Samsung's way of saying, and even though the iPhone had the hype, Samsung pulled up with AMOLED screens, customizations and specs that blew a lot of people away and drew a customer base for the Galaxy S series at the days of its early beginnings. Over the years, the S lineup have grown to become the benchmark of the Android industry, with glass builds, curved screens, wireless charging, and high refresh rate screens. And when Samsung dropped the Ultra brand, that really locked things in because it had a big screen, crazy zoom, massive sensors, and this easily made these phones the new kings of Samsung's non-foldable lineup of phones. And honestly, if you truly want a Galaxy experience, it's either you get the Galaxy S series or nothing at all. But before the Ultra stole the scene, we had the Galaxy Note series, and the original Note hit the market with a screen so big people called it a tablet. And later when Samsung added the stylus and called it the S Pen, everyone laughed at it until they actually tried it. The Note became the phone for power users. Big battery, big screen, big space, big everything. But you see, the Note also had its dark moment. The Note 7 disaster, which was phones catching fire, getting airport bans, and a full global recall. But Samsung somehow survived this and the Note series was brought back stronger. But the series did not last forever because later in their lineup, they added the S Pen, which was a stylus, to the Galaxy Ultra series, and it made totally no sense to keep two flagships with identical features. So technically, the Note series did not die because it flopped, but it just got a revival and was upgraded or emerged into the Ultra series. But Samsung didn't always get things right. Let's talk about the abandoned series that quietly vanished. The Galaxy J series. The Galaxy J series was a phone made for pure budget and no nonsense. And these were phones you buy when you don't care about big spec but you want WhatsApp to just open. And these phones sold like crazy when they were dropped, but Samsung later folded them up into the Galaxy A series just to clean up their brandings and phone lineup. And then there was the Galaxy Mega. This phone was huge for no reason at all. Sometimes you put it to your ear and it felt like someone just put an iPad mini to your ear. And honestly, they just slowly disappeared after lasting 3 generations and no one was shocked. And I used one though. And then we had the Galaxy Alpha. This one really mattered because this was Samsung's first real attempt at making a phone with a metal premium design. Up to this point, I've used almost every phone on the lineup, but not the Alpha. So if you are lucky enough to have gotten your hands or experience with this device, share that with me in the comment section. I'll be reading every comment. Let's jump to the next one, the Galaxy C series. Yep, the Galaxy C series. You might never have heard of it before. Well, you can go and search on Google. But like, Samsung primarily made these phones for China and the Indian market to battle Xiaomi and other rivals that were rising against them in that market. So these phones just came and went so quickly like the wind, and you might never have heard of it, and Samsung never mentions it outside those core markets. Let's talk about a phone that quietly carries Samsung on its back, the Galaxy A series. These are the phones that people actually buy because not everybody wants to donate their kidney just to get a new device or a piece of metal. That was just by the way. The A series gives you big batteries, good cameras, AMOLED screen, and a modern design without breaking the bank. They hit every price point: A10, A20, A34, A54, A73, and it might feel very chaotic, but it's very simple when you understand it. You see, some of these phones are so good for their price point that they feel like mini flagships. The A series is for everyone, and an extension of it is the M series, which feels like a phone that was made for people who just hate charging their phones, because this phone cares nothing about looking flashy. All it cares about is giving you a very big battery that can last you 2 days on a single charge. And this phone wasn't made for the global market but for the Indian and South Asian market, and it just works. And honestly, I would love to have my hands on this phone, but since it's not for the global market, if you are lucky enough to have used some, share your experience in the comment section below and I'll be reading every comment and dropping my thoughts on it too. Moving to the next one, which is the Galaxy F series, a phone almost no one knows about. Just like the Galaxy M series, these phones are India exclusive models made by Samsung, and they are mostly rebranded editions of the Galaxy A and M series. The catch is that these phones are mostly done with partnership or in partnership with some retailers in the Indian or that sub-region of the Asian market to make it feel a little bit more like giving it a local touch to those devices. And now, let's talk about the device that made Samsung the face of futuristic phones, the Galaxy Z series. This is Samsung's foldable department, or should we say foldable family, and it started in 2019 with the original Galaxy Fold. And I kid you not, this phone was a mess. Like, the screen protector wasn't really a protector, the hinges were like, reviewers were breaking this phone left, right, center, and instead of Samsung quitting on this approach of phone design, they rather doubled down on it the next year. Well, come to think of it, maybe Samsung saw something at the time that the industry wasn't seeing, because tell me why you continue developing a product that you were being ridiculed for at the time. And I think it has finally paid off, because there are rumors that Apple might also be joining the lineup and dropping their own foldable series this September. So yep, at that point, I think we have to drop some W's in the chat for Samsung for leading this innovation charge. Back to their lineup though, the Fold series have now evolved into the Galaxy Z Fold and the Galaxy Z Flip. So you know the mechanics of operating the Z Fold and then the Z Flip. Anyways, the Z Fold opens in the book style, which makes it very great for productivity, and you know, you can use it for watching videos or just flexing in public because my phone opens like a book. On the other hand, the Z Flip also opens like, you know, the old Motorola flip phones. So it's very funny how times have changed. We are now going back to flipping phones like in the 19s. Like, bro, that's for how our technology has gotten to. And these phones have really defined an industry which is still growing, and Samsung have really made an impact on this industry, and they are really taking things on another level, because the hinges for the flip phones and their folding phones have improved year on year. And we have been hearing rumors of now we finally having creaseless displays in this category of phones. So it's still a win for Samsung. And finally, we have the rugged kid on the block, the Samsung Galaxy XCover. Yep, you might not have heard of it before, but it's a phone that was made for people who work in harsh conditions, like people who might actually drop and crash their phones, like constructors and people who work in such industries. So this phone was actually made to be strong and endure any situation at all being posed at it. So while Samsung's lineup might feel complicated on the surface, it is simpler when you understand the ideation behind every device ever made and the purpose the device was made to serve. Now that you officially understand Samsung's lineup and why they make these devices, you need to go check out this video ranking every iPhone ever made so you understand Apple's ideology also. And also, please follow my Twitter, my TikTok, and my Instagram page. See you in the next one. Adios.